here with Christopher Sabat, who is known for being the voice of Vegeta on Dragon Ball Z, and as well as All Might on My Hero Academia for the Funimation dubs. So before we have a special announcement at the end of this little interview, so stay tuned. I see you all with your eager eyes, definitely. So let's just do like a little, get to know you a little bit. So you're a voice actor.
That is true. You were right.
Yes, correct.
You got to know me.
I know. I read through the Wikipedia page. I know. So what is the day-to-day life if you were going in for a job as a voice actor?
I would say my day-to-day life it's pretty fun because you never know quite what it's going to be. Like every single day is different. Like someday I go in to work on Vegeta, sometimes Piccolo, sometimes Yamcha, sometimes it's All Might, sometimes it's Yami on Black Clover. I'll be typically working on maybe like 5 to 8 shows per season, and some of them just keep going. And then there's video game sessions, and then there's commercial sessions and things like that. So I think that's the thing I love about my career the most, is that I never quite know exactly what I'm going to be doing every single week.
So a lot of anime, and what a big trope, especially for shonen anime, is yelling. And you probably do a lot of yelling. So how do you prepare yourself for a session where you're going to be screaming for a couple of minutes?
Well, I channel my inner rage.
Yes.
Just getting good night's sleep, trying to stay hydrated, and a lot of it's just like getting to know how to use your voice. And after 20 years of doing this, you start to develop these muscles that allow you to do it easier. I was really lucky. I was also trained as an opera singer before I became a voice actor. You don't want to hear me sing.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to hear myself sing, which is why I got out of opera and got into voiceover. And I'm doing the exact opposite of the things they told you to do in opera, which is like, don't stay out late, don't scream a lot, don't just try and fry your voice. And I've just done all of those things, which would make them all die. But yeah, for me, it's a lot of just trying to stay generally healthy and kind of knowing what your limits are. But I'll be honest, in a lot of cases in Dragon Ball and in My Hero Academia, sometimes you want to go beyond what's expected. You want to do the very best job, and you know that those screams are going to stay on those episodes forever.
Yeah.
And so you got to do it right the first time. And if you don't, like, I've killed myself a few times and I've lost my voice several times, but I'd say in the end, it's my legacy, so it's kind of worth it, you know?
Yeah. You voice video games, you voice for anime. Did you grow up watching anime? Or is there any current anime right now that you're really into?
Well, you see, when I was growing up, we didn't have television. I'm joking. But when I was growing up, we didn't have access to like international things that much. The only people who were watching anime when I first started doing this were people who were going to like early, like mid 80s and 90s conventions for anime and stuff like that, and they were all watching like bootlegs and stuff. The only anime you could even find in Blockbuster when I first got hired at Funimation was like Ghost in the Shell, Akira, Fist of the North Star, and really, really basic stuff. Like even when I started, Dragon Ball was running only at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'd never even seen the original Dragon Ball before I was hired onto the show. Anime was definitely hard to find then, but now if you could see through this booth, you see a massive Funimation booth over there. Anime is everywhere. I've sort of grown into this industry as the industry has grown itself.
Do you watch any current ones airing?
It's like, I feel bad saying this, but frankly, when I get home after working on anime all day, every day, I kind of don't want to watch any more of it because sometimes it just feels like work, and watching it feels like homework. So I go home and I play video games.
That's what I do.
Sorry, I'm still a weeb, but just a different type.
Yes. And then my last question is, so you play All Might on My Hero, who is the epitome of peace, the biggest hero, and then you play Vegeta on Dragon Ball Z, who is like Goku's arch enemy. You love him, you hate him. So what's it like balancing those two different personalities?
I don't know. I guess Vegeta sort of stands on his own because Vegeta is he's like this evergreen character. I played him for so long that like it's not even hard to get into character for him anymore. It's very, very easy. My Hero Academia has been really refreshing though, because My Hero is so emotional. Like I've never worked on an anime that's made me legit cry like multiple times in like 1 or 2 episodes. It's such an emotional show, and now it's very appropriate because now I have children myself, and I have 2 kids, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, and the concept of like passing on skills to the next generation has been something that's definitely on my mind. So All Might's definitely a character that really resonates with me right now.
He's definitely like the father figure to a lot of the kids, especially Deku. So you're here, like I said, we have a special announcement. We're at the CultureFly booth. We have a bunch of different subscription boxes. You can buy a bunch of them here. We have the Nick box, we have World's Finest Collection, which is a DC box, Supernatural, we have a whole bunch. But we're announcing some new stuff, and I think you're gonna help us present that to Comic-Con, New York Comic Con first release. So tell everybody what it is.
Okay, so like a few weeks ago, actually, wow, I say a few weeks. I think it's actually been a couple months. That's how my life has been lately. Someone named Michael from your company contacted me and said, hey, we know you really like stuff and you're really involved with these brands like Dragon Ball and My Hero Academia. We make these boxes where we curate these items to put in them. We're wondering if you'd be interested in like curating a box with us or helping us with some content. And of course, my first question is like, is it licensed product? Because that's the biggest thing I run into in this business is like being really connected to these brands. I have to be really careful to make sure that, you know, the spotlight is definitely on me because I'm official and I work for the company, and I have to be careful to like co-brand myself with products, so it made me very excited to find out that these are licensed products, and they're not going to be putting like a Christopher Sabat action figure or something in there. It was very clear to him that he knows how much I love Dragon Ball and how much I love My Hero, and I'm just going to help curate some items and help come up with some ideas. I have so many ideas of stuff I've always wanted to do, because I know you guys work with the licensors very closely to come up with original items. And that's the thing I also liked about your boxes. They're not just a bunch of random stuff that you could find on the convention floor thrown into a box. You guys apparently work with the licenses to do original products that can only be found in those boxes, right?
Yeah, everything's designed in-house by our production team, and usually, like most of the time, there's everything in that box you can't get outside of that box. And then once our boxes sell out, like that's usually it, except for like special events. But like that's it, you can't buy it anymore.
The thing that I really like the most about my conversation with Michael when we were first talking about these products is that we really resonated on this idea of like the fandom and products that make fans happy. I particularly love items that where you know what it is, but it doesn't necessarily have to scream out, this is what the show that I like. It's like where you see someone wearing, you know, the Whis symbol from Dragon Ball on their shirt, but it doesn't have the Dragon Ball logo or something obviously on it. And you look at that person, you're like, I know what that is. Like, and then you have that moment. That's what I loved about, like, he really got that concept. So I knew at that moment we were going to be a good team.
Yeah, especially we also make a lot of things that are practical use, like not just like an enamel pin or like a collectible, like things that you can have in your home that if someone walked in, they're like, oh wait, you like My Hero Academia, or like you like DC, like I like that too. And it's like really cool things that I don't think anyone really thought about making.
Which is why we will be the first to offer the Dragon Ball Z can opener. I'm joking.
We are launching a Dragon Ball Z box and a My Hero Academia box. There are subscription boxes quarterly coming out very soon. Right now, while you're here at the con, if you scan your badge on our badge scanners, you'll be in our newsletter list, so you know exactly when these products will launch. And also, if you want to go to our website, culturefly.com, and look up the shows there, we have sign-up sheets right there. That looks awesome. So make sure to follow Chris on social. What's your social?
It's, well, ironically, I'm the voice of All Might, but my Twitter is @voiceofvegeta. I've had it a long time, okay, guys? And also on Instagram, you can find me at Christopher Sabat.
And then you can follow CultureFly on Twitter @TheCultureFly, and then on Instagram @CultureFly _Culture_Fly. All right, thanks everybody.